I'm going to look at the Battlebond non-creature toolbox. We have read, and I've read that the number of non-creature spells has been kept to a minimum. That they're all pretty good, and that this set does not have as much of what we call the limited shaft. Looking through it, I'm not so sure. And again, I mean, you guys can tell me. It seems to me that yes, there are fewer cards in the toolbox in the limited shaft category. I'm not so sure that means that they took out all the bad ones and they left all the really good ones. Anyways, so we'll get going. And I'm sorry that the microphone on this computer makes it seem like I'm talking into a bucket. That's at least what it seems like to me. All right, so let's get started with the white sorceries. So you can, for 3, put 2 counters, so a counter on each of 2 target creatures. That's pretty good. And you can do it on one of your partners in the two-headed giant. It doesn't have to be a creature you control. So it can be your partners as well as yours. And draw a card. That's all right. This is one of those cards. Anything that support more than one, I think it's going to be really good. Because you can put a counter on one of your partner's cards. Then Solemn Offering. You can hit an artifact or an enchantment and you can gain 4 life. There is one of the partners where when you gain life, you can drop 2 tokens. So this card is going to help that. Bring down assist for 4. Destroy target creature with power 4 or greater. That's not terrible, especially when you can take out something big. Typically, I mean, it is sorcery. It's not instant speed. But I think even the black card in Dominaria that destroys a creature, of course it can destroy anything, is a 4-drop. So that's not terrible. Now for the instance, of course, Swords to Plowshares requires no introduction. Why are we even going to talk about it? Everyone knows this card. Not only that, it's got beautiful artwork from Therese Nielsen. Enough said. Tandem Tactics. Great for Battlebond because up to 2 target creatures each get +1/+2 and you gain life. You gain 2 life. Doesn't matter how much you gain. The trigger is whenever you gain life for that partner to drop tokens. So I think this is another great instance. The Long Road Home. I like. By the way, I think I got all of them in this video. The symbol again. Just like Dominaria, it's really hard to tell. The uncommons and the rares, sometimes I'll think it's an uncommon, but it's really a rare. Anyways, I think I got all the uncommons, and I think I can tell the commons by now because I've stared really hard at these symbols. Okay, so the Long Road Home, for 2, you can exile a creature and then bring it back with a +1/+1 counter. Obviously, you're going to do it on one of your creatures or one of your partner's creatures, and it's at instant speed. So somebody's about to ding one of your partner's creatures, you can save it with this, and it even comes back with a +1/+1 counter. Then to the instance, 3-drop, destroy a target attacking creature, common battle trick, take up arms, 5-drop, create 3 tokens. They're warriors, very important because warriors are all over this set. That's good. Pacifism requires no introduction. It's there and it's great. Battle Mastery, another enchantment, can give a creature double strike. That's good for 3. Angelic Gift, you can draw a card when it enters the battlefield and give something flying. That's going to be good if you're doing a deck where you don't have enough flyers. Then down to the blue sorceries. Exchange control of 2 target creatures. That can be pretty good. It's a sorcery speed. So you're not going to use that trick at instant speed, but it's still pretty good. It's a 5-drop. I'm not sure it's going to be high in the ranking of picks, but I mean, you are exchanging control of one of your lame-o creatures, maybe with one of your opponent's super mega awesome creatures for 5, mid to late game. Maybe that's good. Huddle up, assist. I really love this card. This is exactly like Divination, Sorcery, 3-drop, draw 2 cards, but now each of 2 players, you and your partner, can draw a card, and you can even like give each other mana with assist. I think this is a fantastic card. Then the instance, Spell Snare, there to sell packs, very good early game. Counter any spell, target spell with CMC2. A lot of your 2-drops are going to be good, just as, for example, the instance that we're talking about here that are blue. So Negate is here, but Essence Scatter is not, which is very interesting, because with Negate, you can counter a non-creature spell, but with Essence Scatter, you can counter a creature spell. Okay, it's interesting that one is here and the other one is not. Call to Heal, return target creature to its owner's hand, so it's unsummon, and its controller draws a card, so you're probably going to want to do it on one of your creatures. Instance, Impulse, which I think is a really good instant. I think when this artwork was previewed, I forget if it was in a From the Vault or something, people went gaga over the card. It's a 2-drop instant. Look at the top 4 cards of your library, pick one for your hand, the rest at the bottom of the library. It doesn't go into the graveyard, which is good, because I haven't seen a lot of graveyard shenanigans in this set. So yeah, that's good. Fumble, return target creature to its owner's hand, gain control of all auras and equipment that were attached to it. This is for core, I forget the full name, the reprint, rare from Worldwake, that is really good with auras and equipment. There's no equipment in this set, which is very interesting for this card. So it really, within the context of Battlebond, this card might as well say gain control of all auras. I don't know. It's a 2-drop and it's an instant. It reads like a sideboard card to me, but it looks like there's lots of auras in the set as well, so maybe it is a good include. Then Opportunity, another card that deserves no introduction. Great in a limited environment. Great when you're playing a 40-card deck where you only have, say, 6 to 8 non-creature spells. In the previous video, I made a couple of mistakes. I said 16, 8, 16, but I really said 16, 18, 16, so I made a mistake. So your normal limited deck is going to be 16 creatures, 8 non-creatures, and 16 lands. And if you're on blue-red, you're probably going to go, I didn't know how to divide by 2, I guess. You're going to go 24 divided by 2, so you're going to do 12. Out of Bounds, 4-drop with assist, counter target spell. That's not terrible. A counter target spell is usually a 3-drop, not a 4-drop. But in this case, you can do shenanigans with your partner. If you got to pay an extra mana for that, that's not terrible. I mean, so assist maybe is not as bad as I keep saying. Or some cards are really good for assist. Some don't seem that great. Enchantments, Oracle's Insight, a card I think that originally appeared in Theros. Beautiful artwork. Claustrophobia, I think it's from Innistrad. So Claustrophobia is going to trap somebody's card, and it doesn't untap for 3. Pretty good. Now, Oracle's Insight is going to give a card, scry 1, and then draw a card when you tap it. If you got something that's lame that you're not really using, why not? Then for the sorceries, destroy target creature for target tapped creature for 3 at sorcery speed. That's all right. I'll take it. Painful Lesson's even better. I think it's from Amonkhet block. It's got that beautiful Egyptian theme artwork. Fantastic card. Painful Lesson. If I go on black, I better pull at least one of these. And if I pull 2, they're going in my deck. I love Morbid Curiosity. I've played it a lot. I think it's from Kaladesh. I really, really like it. I'll give you a great scenario for Morbid Curiosity. Somebody pulls, somebody drops a pacifism on one, your big critter. Got some 6/6 where you're about to hit face and do great. Gets hit with a pacifism. You take Morbid Curiosity next turn, you sack it, and then you're going to draw 6 cards. That can be a fantastic move. I really love Morbid Curiosity. Of course, in a sacrifice deck where you are going to be sacking stuff anyways, it's even better. Then down to the sorceries. Assassin's Strike, I don't think it's that great. It causes a discard, but it costs 6. It costs 6. This is one of those cards that makes me wonder exactly what people mean when they say that this set has really good cards for the limited and sealed environment and took out all the chaff. I would consider Assassin's Strike chaff. Liturgy of Blood, I also think it's probably in there. Sure, you add 3 black mana. A lot of these decks that you're going to be playing are monocolor, are not monocolor, they're two-colored. I'm not so sure this is going to be a great card. I think it's here, and that's it. Then Fill with Fright, 4-drop, target player discards 2 cards, and then you scry 2. That's pretty good. Discarding 2 cards can be really disruptive in a game. Then with Instance, I love Gang Up. Okay, Gang Up, it's an X spell, and you can destroy target creature with power X or less, and both partners can sort of get together and say, okay, let's put mana together, and we're going to take out that critter. I think this is a great card, especially in Two-Headed Giant. Last Gasp, nice to take out something relatively small. It's almost like a lightning bolt in black. Instant, fine. Seems really solid. Grotesque Mutation is a battle trick, and it really is battle chaff. I don't understand. Again, going back to the theme, people have been saying that in this set, there's not that much limited chaff. I think this is limited chaff. It's a cool battle trick. Give something life link. Now, if you go white-black and you've got that partner, well, that partner, I think, that gains life, I think it was the angel in the Angel and Demon. So, yeah, in that case, I guess it'll be good. The enchantments, I love Inner Demon. I highlighted it in the previous video. I really like these flip it one way or the other. There's one in Innistrad block. I think it's in Dark Ascension where if it's a human, it gets something good, but if it's not, it gets something bad. I seem to remember something like that, or the other way around. In this case, it's demon. So you enchant the creature, it gets flying and it's a demon, so you're saving it. Hopefully you only have one creature, and your opponent maybe just got board wiped or something. And then all non-demon creatures get -2, -2. That's pretty good, but you have to be careful because you're smacking your opponent's non-demons and your non-demons. Quest for the Gravelord is a 1-drop enchantment. What's not to like? And whenever you put quest counters whenever a creature dies, and then when you remove 3, you get a 5/5 black zombie giant token. That's pretty good, in my opinion. Then the red sorceries, Chain Lightning. I don't think it deserves much of a discussion. It's a fantastic card. Although, in these games, it's likely that one of your 2 opponents is going to be on red. So this thing can really backfire because, fine, they're going to pay 2 red instead of your 1 red. But they also get to smack something. I don't know. I think we'll have to see it. It doesn't seem like the kind of card in multiplayer in Two-Headed Giant. I mean, this is way better of a card if you know you're playing against somebody who has no red mana whatsoever. I don't know. We shall see. Then Bathing Dragonfire, 3-drop, deals 4 damage to target creature. It's okay. I would call it limited chaff. It's okay. Rapid Flames, 4-drop, deals 1 damage to each of up to 3 target creatures, and those creatures cannot block this turn. So it kind of paralyzes them. If any of them are 1-drops, they die. I think that's pretty good, especially when it can be, you can hit creatures from both players, both of your opponents. Blaze, it's fine. It's an X spell, X damage to any target. Any target can mean the Two-Headed Giant you're facing. So both of your opponents share a life total in Two-Headed Giant, so you can smack them. And it can be even like a finisher. It can be a finisher. Then Blood Feud from Innistrad block. I seem to remember it was in Innistrad. Target creature fights another target creature, a very common, way lower costing spell in green, overcosted because it's in red. I don't know. I think this is limited chaff, but it's a gigantic 6-drop. It's a great battle trick, but it's a lot cheaper in green. Then your suite of instants in red. They're all great. For 1-drop, give something haste, draw a card. Not bad. Yeah, it's not bad. You're a multiplayer. You're going to go higher. It's almost like a commander game. But yeah, it's sure. Chalk is also another 1-drop. Deals 2 damage to any target. Fine. In the absence of Lightning Bolt, I'll take it. Lightning Bolt's not even in the set. Thunder Strike, 2-drop instant. Battle Trip. I consider it limited chaff. Trumpet Blast, another battle trip. I also consider it limited chaff. I guess you need them for combat in the limited environment. Fine. Then for the enchantments, Dragon Breath, 2-drop. Give something haste, and then you can pump it with all your red mana. And then whenever a creature with CMC 6 or greater enters the battlefield, you may return this from your graveyard to the battlefield attached to that creature. That's nice because you can smack with something big and give it haste from your graveyard. I like it a lot. It's only a 2-drop. And you can drop all your other red mana. Of course, in this clause, if you're spending 6 mana, you may not have that much red mana left to boost it, but you at least get to give the critter haste. I'll take it. Lightning Talons, Enchantment Aura. It permanently gives it +3/+0 and first strike. That's fine. Nothing special, but it's fine. Then your green sorceries, of course. I already said in the previous video, the crowd goes wild. I like it a lot. I think support for any number of counters is fantastic because you can drop tokens everywhere and really boost your opponent exactly where he or she is lacking. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It is, right? And then Sky Shroud Claim.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Since you say it's good, I guess it's good.
I'm not sure. We're going to find out if we go to this pre-release. Get up to 2 forest cards. Put them on the battlefield. That's very important. For this 4-drop Sky Shroud claim, you're not digging for them and putting them in your hand. They go on the battlefield. That's very good in my opinion. Combo attack. In multiplayer, anything that says the word combo has to be good. And sure enough, a 3-drop sorcery where 2 target creatures your team controls each deal damage equal to the power to 1 target creature. I think that's fantastic. Your opponent and yourself had 2 4-drops. Then, especially if your opponent, say you're on green and you don't have any flyers, combination, and you have a 3/3. Your friend has a 3/3. Your opponent has a 5/5 flyer. This thing will knock it out. That's great. Instance, giant growth. Why not? We'll take it. Aim high. Untap the creature, gets +2/+2, and gains reach. Great against flyers. I like it a lot. Lead by example. Support 2. Instant 2-drop. Fantastic. I think support 2 or greater in this set is great, and I do not consider it limited chaff. Then more instants, the heavier ones. Pulse of Muraza for a 3-drop. Return target creature or land card from a graveyard to its owner's hand, and you gain 6 life. Sure, if you're on white-green and you've got that white dude that drops you tokens whenever it gains life, this is fantastic. Otherwise, gaining life, I don't like it. I think it's a waste of card space to gain life unless you have a specific purpose. Creature or land from your graveyard, that's good if you're missing that 1 land drop. But why would it have landed in your graveyard? I don't understand. You have to have something else that dropped it in the graveyard in the first place. I don't know. I'll think about this. But I haven't really seen anything that's going to drop a land on your graveyard except the black spells that would have cost you to discard a land. And it's from a graveyard. So that can be your partner's graveyard. I think that's an important clause. I gotta read this card carefully. Could actually be pretty good. Beast Within 3-drop, destroy target permanent, give them a 3/3 green beast. If you're on green-blue and you can unsummon it, but I haven't seen unsummon in this set, so I don't know. It better be a fantastic permanent, like maybe one of the planeswalkers. It's a permanent. It's not a creature. And I think that makes Beast Within a very good card in this environment. Return to the earth, 4-drop, destroy target artifact, enchantment, or creature with flying in green. Fantastic. It's a toolbox within a toolbox. I like it a lot. Enchantments. And now that I'm down to green, I have to say the selection of tricks and the basic non-creature toolbox looks pretty good in this set. Karamitra's Favor from Theros set. When it enters the battlefield, draw a card. Then you can add mana of any one color. That's very important because of the possibility of allowing one of your 2 players in your group to go 3 colors so that you have full coverage of all 5 colors. And that's something that I'm going to be thinking about when we look through the artifacts, because I haven't really seen anything like that yet in all the colors in the toolbox. Again, the toolbox is commons and uncommons. You're only going to pick 6 rares, and maybe like 3 of them are going to be, 2 of them are going to be partners at least, maybe even 4. So you're really, when you want to think toolbox, you're thinking commons and uncommons. Fertile Ground, enchant land. When it's tapped for mana, you can add any color. There you go. So your green, these 2 specific enchantments in green are going to allow you to splash for that 3rd color in case you have this really awesome card, but you don't really want to go for that color fully covered. Then multicolored commons and uncommons. Augur Spree is fantastic because it's uneven. So it's +4, -4. It means you can kill something that's a 4/4 or less, or you can boost something that you have that has a toughness greater than 4. Very nice 2-sided spell. That's a very tricky maneuver, and I really like it, and it's an instant, and it's only a 3-drop if you're on red-black. Kiss of the Amisha. For 6, you gain 7 life and draw 2 cards. That sounds really, really heavy. I don't know. Unflinching Courage, which I have played, is a fantastic enchantment. Really great. Gives something trample and lifelink. And +2/+2. I think it's awesome. Then down to the artifacts. We're almost over. Down to the artifacts. Calling Days from, I think it's from Scars of Mirrodin block. Tap it, sack a creature, put a charge counter on it. For 1, draw a card. So if you've got duds, things that have gotten pacifisms on them, creatures that fit your strategy of sacking, this is okay. Tyrant's Machine, it's kind of like a Icy Manipulator for the masses, because you got to pay 4, and you can tap target creature. You can delay your opponent in a control shell. If I was going white-blue, I'd probably think of picking this up. Genesis Chamber is fantastic. Whenever a non-token creature enters the battlefield, if Genesis Chamber is untapped, that creature's controller creates a 1/1 colorless mirror artifact creature token. This is its own little casual deck in Modern, but you really have to make sure that you benefit more from these tokens than your opponent. And so this card requires a lot of thinking. It is very, very good, but requires a lot of thinking to make sure that you have a lopsided contest. Then finally, the last 2 tokens, Spectral Searchlight. Tap it, choose a player, Tiger player adds 1 mana of any color they choose. Fantastic. This is part of your, one of your players is going to go 3 colors. This thing has to be in there. Then CS Lantern allows you to scry for 2 after you tap it, or you get a cheapo mana rock. And I think we're done. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed Battlebond. Right?